Good day to you. From the day that rebukes, rejects, renounces, refuses, and repudiates Satan and all of the demonic forces. Because whenever you rebuke and repudiate these guys, Satan, that is all the demonic forces. Whenever you repudiate and rebuke these things of the shadow or the night, that's all Satan, the demonic forces. It all basically falls into the category of Satan if it's not the day. And of course, heaven continues us on our path of being the day without the other, of course, and makes us remain in the light. Keeps us in a good place if we wander from the Father's house, but basically we stay in the Father's house, and if we do wander anywhere from that, heaven keeps us in a good place. The sky took us, and they make us high, keep us high, and we're continuing to climb higher each day to a new roost, a higher roost. And it is working. I think we're finally getting there to the point where we might have our little safe space. And that'll be fine. A good place to work from. Rather than this, I don't know what it is. It seems like they're all the undead. And that's the thing about the love thing. It's like, I thought love was something good, where you loved me and I loved you, and even though might be apart or something, our love for each other would help the other go along and succeed in whatever they're doing, and eventually we'll be able to get together, and yay, we finally got together. But it seems like in this other deal, it's more like, oh, it's all hatred and hell, and there's demons. And anytime there's demons, I don't see how that's love. Because what I understand is wherever love is, God is. In other words, you can't have love without God there. And it seems to make perfect sense to me, because God also represents what? Liberty. With God, there's liberty. If God is there, then there's liberty. And so, without God, it would stand to reason that you couldn't have any actual love or any actual liberty. So what would take its place? I can't tell you, especially if those you're dealing with in, quote, love, unquote, have no heart to love with. I heard the thing again from Huey Lewis, their heart and soul. I don't know how that works. I don't know why I would be considered heart and soul. I'm not exactly sure what heart is. But if I have to leave the heart behind to continue on with my journey and to be free of all that would hinder me from achieving all that I'm supposed to, then we certainly will be leaving the heart behind, won't we? Because what's most important is the light and our Father in heaven and all the heavens above and what they desire of us to achieve. Not a feeling or an emotion or anything like that. Our heart is good. It's filled with good love. It's protected by the skies that keep out all those that it's not the skies. Or good love, heaven, And it's a gold heart. It's designed to love and love and love and remain undaunted. One of those good hearts. It's always going to be able to love, especially our Father in heaven. Because that's really what it's all about. If you can love your Father in heaven, okay, now at that point you can love others. You really can. A lot of these people say you can't love anyone until you love yourself. Well, I will go back to what I said before, which was, if you're loving God, you are in effect loving yourself and your future self and your future home. You see, that's what that is. Once people finally figure out what this place is and what it isn't, it's a lot easier to get the correct perspective, don't you think? Hold on. So, like I said last night, there has been some type of assault. It has improved a little bit, and it got to the point where that soreness on my neck had all but gone, and then that's when some rat bastard tossed that stuff on our back. Now, I dislike that very much, and I would like to say right now you don't want to do that, because I will take the time to make sure that heaven does take care of that. And I pray heaven punishes them, whomever it is that's trying to cause me pain or any type of dysfunction. And I pray again that heaven and sky drive out from me and draw out from me any of that heat and whatever that hot stuff was that was getting up on my neck. And here I'm on my, making all this sore in my neck and shoulder. I pray all that's tossed out from us, cast out and down from me, not to return, so that we don't have a sore neck. We don't have stiffness. Amen. In the name of the Prince of Peace, our Father who art in heaven, amen. Looks like it's a gray sky out there today. Man, it's pretty late for a gray sky. What is it? Well, it's not live, is it? We're recording this, that's true. I've been enjoying seeing a lot of the old faces come back to life, it seems. Suddenly reappear on the screen and are still a part of the show and the game. I just saw Mel Brooks on CBS, the morning show, the Sunday morning show. And he was going to be giving an interview to them. It's just, I think it's great. I really do. These people, in my opinion, are the greats. And I do see where if AI were to come in and this and that and these other things were allowed to progress, that would be, in essence, the end of the world. That whenever Carly Simon said, "These are the good times," she meant it. We were in the good times, and what was coming was just another damn battle, right? I don't know what can be done with the world. All I do know is that everything about these other guys is a lie, and everything they say is a lie. And so whenever they say you can't go backwards, I think automatically, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can get rid of smartphones. Yeah, you can get rid of all these different technologies. Yeah, you can limit it. Yeah, you can make sure that the media toes the line and stays within the boundaries set for them. Yeah, you can. You can control those things, and you can make it so that it's 1976 forever. If you want, if we want, if we had the right people in charge. Wouldn't that be hilarious, though? People would be like, why do we not ever progress? Why did technology get to a place where it just froze? It'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be a movie right there? And it's, hey, there's another movie. I hold that copyright. That's my movie, my idea about the world that doesn't progress, and the technology seems to be frozen. Yeah, that's my world, and that's my movie, my idea. So no one take that. I'd be very upset with you if you did, and you'll have to pay me for it. A lot. Gosh, I hope that things do even out now and get a lot more peaceful, and we can move forward without any of that animosity and never-ending. I mean, they've made themselves perfectly obvious for what they are now, that they have an endless array of excuses to rotate through and rework to appear slightly different, like everything else they do. Not just them, but their entire kind. It's not creative. It's just rehashing. All their creativity comes from what it is they study, because they don't have any creativity. I'm telling you, it's made itself perfectly clear as to what it's all about. And of course, it has to end its ministry if we have a ministry, because it will be obvious that it is trying to copy and emulate. Yet still it leads no one to Christ. What the hell's wrong with that ministry? You don't lead anyone to Christ. You're not advocating taking on Christ. You're not talking about your relationship with Christ. You're not talking about the increasing peace within you, which gives you the ability to accept those things that you can't change. and reality for what it is, so that you can work within the construct. Again, though, you're not going to have systems permissions. I guarantee that. That's not going to happen. You've got to be of the light. You really do. And see, that's the thing. It's like that whole idea of, I'm going to be you, or I'm going to take over you. So, well, do you have the light? Oh, no, you don't. But I guess you're recycling some of it off or stealing it or something. And I'm just so happy that none can take my energies from me. That no one can siphon off my energies or use my blessings. Not any of the enemies can utilize me to profit themselves. They can't utilize my energies in any way. I'm very happy of that. I'm very happy that they're being all, eliminated and kept eliminated and kept out, driven off and away. Very happy about all that stuff. I'm very happy about those that I'm going to be in closer connection with here soon, I do believe. The way they talk, it's as though we actually did make our way through some type of gateway moment, some chapter heading or something. And again, I've heard stories like, and the door is going to be locked behind you. And then I've heard other stories about how those people are no longer popular with anyone, and that would indicate. And I thought to myself, how did they make themselves into being Scar? I thought that was going to be Darth Vader, but seemingly Darth has a lot more sense than that, I do believe. So, that he, in other words, he's not Scar. He knows how to let go of things, maybe. But then again, I don't know who they are. All I saw was lots of anger, lots of crazy anger, and making faces that reminded me of animals that were fierce, that kind of thing. So I'm happy I'm going to be able to move on from it, and I hope that they're able to go out and do something that's constructive, and that they actually do develop a relationship with Christ. Although I'm afraid that that's impossible for them. I'm afraid that they're just one of those folks that is not on the list. I'm not sure how it works, because it just seems to me that if you willingly go over to the other side and embrace the darkness and become the dead, like that, that's pretty much it. I don't know how you'd come back from that. I don't know how that's done. I'm not sure if it's even possible. Now, if you were of the body, if you were God's, if you were theirs, and you died, then they could bring you back to life. I know that. But if you go over into death and take on the death, the black thing, of eternal death, I think that's what you are then after that. And that, consequently, you would be quite the hateful character. Oh, at least I would believe, since there's so much of that there. But we can just hope and pray, that God's got it all, and He's, I can't worry about people that I've cared about. I mean, it won't do any good, first of all, and I'm just not simply going to spend that kind of energy on something that I don't know about. See, I mean, you can spend tons of energy on trying to deconstruct something and tear it all apart and to decipher it and discern all of its parts and the meaning of the whole. But sometimes it doesn't matter how much you do of that, the answer is not going to be there. And sometimes, no matter what you do, the answer that you want isn't going to show up either. It's like whenever I asked the occupational therapist the other day, what's the best exercise? Wanting to hear a very specific answer, which was walking. So you can walk yourself back into and what he said was push-ups. And I haven't done push-ups forever and ever, and I think I already told you this story, but I walked away going, well, I guess I could start with girl push-ups. It'd be a place to start. Place to start, yeah. But I know that we'll make a lot of headway. And in anything that we do, we'll progress quickly and succeed in that. And I'm really happy about that. Really, 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 really happy. Really happy about the message I'm being given, the prospects that I have, that we are again in with the crowd that we're best with, those that we like. White people, blue people, heavenly people, God people. Who loves me? I know it's true. And I'm very happy about that too. Guys, thanks so much. We're going to be getting out here in a little bit. Got to take the cardiac patient over to another appointment. And I am telling you, I am not the caregiver, especially for those that have that specific spirit within them. I found myself yesterday, and it was so funny because I'd heard a bunch of messages and stuff, but it came through there, it messing itself up. Its oxygen line was all messed up, and this and that, and I'm like, you got water in your line, and all I kept getting, regardless of what I was saying or asking, was arguments. That's all I got. It was again as though we were in a court session, and they were under cross-examination or something like that, which I've always thought, was one of the most bizarre things that anyone could do. As though they're speaking to some authority figure that's out to trip them up and find out the lies that they're telling, and lock them up and haul them up to the hoosegow. That made me think of signs. When he says he's trying to be threatening to the alien locked in the cupboard, and threatens to haul him off in the paddy wagon, probably to the hoosegow. You know how you got to do with those criminal types. Hopefully, again, what can you pray for your enemies? Other than I hope my enemies, Jesus, falls upon them and changes their minds so they're not my enemies. That's what these people keep on talking about. It sounds like some stupid goddamn Catholic trap is what it does sound like to me. Like they expect you to get into some kind of a relationship, one of these of the damned, and then be locked forever, inexorably in a battle, where you're constantly praying not only for them to improve and be okay, but for your own damn safety. And there's just no way. I'm not accepting that. Say, hey, Tom, we'd like to marry you to this man-eating tiger over here. How about it? Nah, thanks anyway. I kind of value all the family jewels and everything that I've got left, and what little of my soul they haven't eaten. We'll just keep on going up the road. We're going home, up to be with the Father. Remember, we've already made the turn to the Son. That's our direction. That's where we're going. And all those that love peace and harmony and good love and playing well together and smiles and innocence and good feelings and whiteness in general, which has become a thing now, hasn't it? Whiteness. All those people are, all those that are loyal to us, hey, you're welcome. Come on. We love loyal people. We love them that are loyal to the light. That's for sure, because, hey, you're part of the gang at that point. Once you tell them you want to be a part of it and you want them to live with you and you live with them, then that's the way it goes. More and more and more. And I have a song about that. You live with me and I'll live with you and blah, 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 blah. And it'll be good, I'm sure. And I'm sure people will sing along with me while it plays. I love the light.